Hey, Mija, this is Diana.
And I'm Ana Rosa, and this is Mija, Let Me Tell You.
A space for growing, healing, and figuring life out as first-generation Mexican immigrants.
Hi, welcome back to Mija, Let Me Tell You. We've made it to the 18th episode.
Yes.
Yay! We're very thankful for everyone's support and joining us through this journey. Like we've mentioned before, this is our season finale.
Yes.
We're planning on kind of taking a break to be with family during the holidays that are coming up and just brainstorming and gathering ideas for what the next season's going to bring. We look forward to, checking in with you guys throughout our little break to kind of get some feedback and hear from you guys. I guess for this episode, we kind of wanted to hear you guys and hear what kind of questions you have for us, kind of like a get to know your co-hosts or get to know your hosts of the Mija, Let Me Tell You podcast. So we wanted to say thank you to those of you who submitted your questions. It was a lot of fun kind of seeing all the questions and kind of picking and choosing the ones that we wanted to kind of address and because we only have a certain amount of time to address them, but yeah, we're excited to jump in and kind of go through the questions. Como, how are you? I guess I should have asked, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm excited. I really enjoyed looking at the questions and seeing what kind of sparked people's interest in terms of like what we spoke throughout the episodes.
Yeah.
What was like what stood out for some.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to have this cafecito and chisme time with mi hermana del alma.
Yes. Cheers. Cheers.
Yay.
Salud.
Here we go.
All right. Do you want to start with the
first question?
Or you?
Let's see. Let me open it up. All right. I can start like the first question and we can alternate.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. So the first question was, how would you measure the success of the podcast? Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's a deep one.
Yeah.
I guess I can start with my answer would probably be I think just being able to, I don't know, connect with you, Coma, too. I think that's been very like a positive of the podcast, or like just being able to spend time with you and kind of share and platicar and just share of our ideas and kind of brainstorm like what we want for the future of the podcast. And we're very thankful for the loyal followers that we do have, and I think that to me is how I know the podcast is like successful, is that we're able to just have fun and also like just spend time with you guys that are tuning in every week, and we love hearing from everyone, and I know y'all are cheering us on, so that's really good. How about you?
Yeah, for me it's also spending that quality time with you and learning together, and we had a private kind of coaching session and growing that way and expanding our horizons in that way, and seeing how we are slowly and steadily growing within our skill sets as we continue with the podcast, but also hearing those historias from our guests, and not only that, but the audience has shared like, oh, this is so meaningful. Even our Friday post of motivation is like, I needed to hear this, and for us, just one person whose day has been impacted positively with what we're doing, that is success. You don't have to have millions or subscribers, but if we touch one person's life, I think that's a success in itself. So,
yes.
Yeah.
I love that. No, I agree. And I think like going back what you were saying, like we're learning so much as we're doing it. So gaining skills is also part of that journey, and like editing. So I'm the editor of the group, and I'm like, it's a little baby steps. So I appreciate Mikoma like having that trust in me, and also the audience having that patience with us as we're getting, more and more adapted to this technology that we have. But thank you for that. And I completely agree, Komai. Like you said it very beautifully. Like if we can impact one person or share one person's story and someone else feels like they needed to hear that, like that's worth what's it called? That's like worth more than gold, Yeah.
Más vale eso que el oro, Tiene mucho valor.
Valor, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So again, thank you again for that question. And then let's see, what's another? Someone asked, where did you get your theme song from?
That's cool. Yeah, I remember the process of choosing
the process, yeah. I remember when I was looking at, like, cause we were looking for, like, free songs that you can play on YouTube without getting penalized.
Yeah, hence we are grassroots, starting from scratch, newly, not a lot of budget, so we had to get creative.
Yes, we did. And actually, let me see. And I remember sending it to you, Koma, about, like, we were like trying to find different songs that kind of fit the vibe.
And I remember había unas que parecían como que really nice, pero ya las habíamos escuchado in some other like YouTube video, like showcasing food or something. We're like, no, that reminds us of food.
Yes.
Or that reminds us of, like, those documentary of food blogs or something.
Yeah. We wanted to keep it original as much as we could, I guess, huh? So we found it on YouTube, and it's actually called by Jóvenes Viejos, and Cumbia Deli is how it came up for me. So if you want to search it up, that's where we got our theme song from.
And then we wanted something como movidito, que tenía ritmo y que nos hiciera disfrutar de la vida, because de eso se trata. The podcast is about life and the immigrant experience, and Yeah, we thought it was fitting.
Yes, and in Mexico we love our música, we love our cumbias and bandas.
Mover el bote.
Yes.
El guayín.
Is that what it's called?
I don't know.
Wait, who calls it that?
I don't know. Oh. I'm just saying. I've heard it in a song. Vamos a mover el guayín or something.
Vamos a mover el guayín. So, yeah.
Mover el bote.
I love that. So that's good. Let's see. I don't know if you want to choose the second one, the other question.
I think there was a particular one. I think this one came in specifically for you, because obviously I'm not married to someone outside my culture. So they say, how's it being married outside of your culture? So this one's for you.
Yes. I'm married to Jack Dugan. So he is he's a widow. So he's born and raised in Germany, actually. But his parents are from the U.S. and they lived in Germany for their childhood. But then he came to the U.S. When he was in high school, but came back and forth to visit family he had here. So like I've mentioned, we met through Bumble, the dating app, and then we got married last year. So we're actually nearing our 1-year anniversary, November 29th, 1 year. But yeah, so it's, I guess regarding the question, it's been a very beautiful experience. Like, it's amazing to learn from each other, just beyond a relationship. When you are in a relationship with someone, like, you learn so much within itself. So being in an interracial relationship, you learn much more and kind of gain a better understanding of how different cultures do certain things. So it's been really great. Like, I know for him, the first thing he learned was that, in Mexico, you guys have parties that are last a long time. Americanos, they tend to have quick birthday parties. Like, you're there from, like we've said, 12 to 2 and you're done. And in Mexico, or like even here in the U.S., the Mexicanos,
nos cierran las puertas del
hasta que
del
venga hasta que venga el park ranger, they like to kick us out, kind of thing. So that was a learning experience from him. And then for me también, like, just that aspect of it too, and then he is a more reserved guy too, so he tends to be on the shyer end, and kind of getting him to bailar and open up more has been fun to see him in that growth too. So it's been really cool to kind of see that and kind of see what the future brings for us, and also like if the future brings kids, kind of
journey.
that journey también within itself. But I think it's beautiful to be able to share two cultures and accept each other for I don't know, I guess accept each other despite cultural differences. I think there's a lot of beauty in that too.
That's deep. We love Uncle Jack.
Yes.
Just want to say that that's what we call him, Uncle Jack.
Yeah.
He it's just amazing to see how his love for our culture and his interest in everything, like going to Mexico, speaking the language, and he has really integrated into our family in that way,
and that open-mindedness too, on both our ends, being open-minded, and like maybe we'll have him join an episode and kind of share his experience of living in an interracial relationship kind of thing. But
it's awesome.
Yes. All right, and then here's another one. I think this one was for you, Coma. Diana, you talked about being pregnant during the pandemic. How was that experience, and what perspective did it provide you in motherhood? That's a deep one.
That's a deep one. Oh my gosh, where do I start with that one? So in the podcast, you learned that we waited about 10 years before having kids, before feeling ready to have kids and trying to have kids. Entonces, when I remember when the pandemic came, we were trying, but we didn't know the pandemic was upon us. And then and we actually found out the day before Easter of that pandemic year that we were expecting our baby. And it was a shock because I was like, pandemic and I'm pregnant. What does this mean? Right? Like, you were feeling
a lot of
unknowns, insecure future. And so we embraced it. I think the pregnancy saved my life in a way, because we were working from home.
Yeah.
And I had something to look forward to. And I had the opportunity to really, like, I always asked Diosito que whenever I got pregnant, I would have the opportunity to spend a lot of time with my children. And I think that God works in amazing ways, or the universe, whatever you feel it's, the being, the great being, and it in a way it kind of like was a blessing in disguise, the pandemic, because we were working from home, and I was able to, the whole process of like morning sickness and stuff. I lived it at home. I could just run to the bathroom, and I had to, do my thing, and then I was able to really. Even though there was a lot of uncertainty going on, I was able to like really live my pregnancy. I would go on walks on my breaks, and my dog Chevy, who was my loyal companion, he would sit next to me and keep me company, and he was just my guardian. He's just my guardian dog. Mi sombra, como dice Manuel, because he follows me everywhere. And then we celebrated our baby shower. We had a drive-through baby shower, so that was different. And we had a baby gender reveal out there in Santa Maria. We used to live in Santa Maria back in the day. And for me, afterwards, when I had my baby, I still was able to work up to 8 months from home, and that was a big blessing. And then with my son, even though that he was 2 years after, he was born in 2022, I was still able to stay a little longer with my son too. But in terms of like, how did that perspective of motherhood is that, you might have this perspective going through, like, I never thought I was going to have a baby in the pandemic. And motherhood is like that. You might have things that you are planned, but you have to be flexible for things and be grateful for things and just live life one day at a time. And for me, like, the deepness and the connection that I had with my babies, which is something I really wanted, I was able to receive that, even though we were going through really hard times and really unknown times. So motherhood, I lived it plenty. it wasn't what I expected, right? Sometimes we build expectations. This is how it's going to be. I'm going to have a baby shower at the park and stuff. No, this was like drive-through baby shower.
It was
like
a drive-through baby shower.
right?
I remember. Yeah. I think it was tacos, right?
Yeah, we had a taquero in our garage, así, and then my siblings were awesome. They would go to the people who came, and the people we had like a gift bag, and then we would tell them how many people are in your car, and then you guys would go take them the order of food, because we were being like that. We were wanted to give them something for being able to come out and be supportive with us, and then we would give them a goodie bag, and there was also games set up for those who felt comfortable getting out of their cars to do some games. So we were able to do that too. And then at night, we did like a Zoom gift opening.
Oh, yes.
So people connected through Zoom, and we were able to open gifts that way. So it was really, it really gave me perspective of being flexible with life. Yeah. Because life happens, and it happens all the time.
It does. Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're right. Life happens, and having that flexibility is so important, especially during a pandemic when, like you said, you had an idea of what your baby shower would look like, and kind of pivoting and making it work.
Yeah, even giving birth at the hospital, my husband and I were not allowed to come out. Like once you checked in, like they did a COVID test to me. We were in lockdown, so my mom wasn't able to be there. You guys weren't able to be there like a normal people. Like you give birth and people come and visit you. That was not it, and you were only confined to that room. Like you couldn't go out. Yeah. And so that too was different, and it was hard in its own way, but it also was very intimate. Like Manuel and I lived that very intimately. And we just, we are just blessed, because we had that opportunity to be parents and able to be together, because I figured at the beginning of the pandemic, there wasn't, I think people were giving birth by themselves without their significant other. So I am blessed that my husband could be there with me.
Yeah. Like we've talked about, that pandemic was a whole different experience.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. All right, let's see. The next question was, when you arrived to the U.S., what gave you the biggest culture shock? I guess that's for both of us. I guess for me, I was going to say I was very young when I came. So like I've mentioned before, like I don't remember a lot. But I would say probably the food. It seems like the food, I was a very picky eater growing up. So I was already picky eater. Yeah, I was already picky as it is. So coming to a new country and kind of trying some of the food that's here, I think that was a big culture shock. And bless my mom's heart and my dad for having to deal with me being such a picky eater. How about for you, Como?
I would say food, but also school. Going to school. And the language, it was huge. I still remember one time I was actually being bullied by my own classmates, who were the ones who translated for me.
Really?
Yeah, so they pushed me, and I apparently I cried, obviously. And then they talked to my I think my parents, or mi tía y mi tía Gina, and they were like, oh, let's go talk to them. And I was like, no, like, don't, but I told them what had happened. And but I guess it was just learning a new system, a new culture, adapting to not knowing a new language, and you felt lost. That was huge. I think as a child, you have trouble maybe communicating clearly what that means. You kind of go to school and people think, oh, pues va a la escuela, va a jugar con otros niños, todo eso. But eso implica a lot of other stuff, Right. And I always advocate for the child's experience, because people always tell me, Diana, tú aprendiste inglés bien rápido. I'm like, but I had to go through a process. You know what I mean? Every child who comes in here to the U.S., they left something behind too, not just the adults. Entonces, like, a child is put into a situation of being in school, but within the school, there's a lot of, dynamics that go on, that they have their own weight, in how you how you develop your self-esteem, or how you interact with others. So
kind of, it's a whole social experience for the kids too, and kind of navigating that for themselves is so hard.
Yeah, so don't dismiss the child's experiences as valuable as the adults.
Yeah, no, definitely. All right, let's see. This one's an interesting one. Have you ever experienced something supernatural?
What do they mean by supernatural? Like something like de susto?
I guess maybe like a ghost or something. Or
Well, I remember, ¿te acuerdas when my Papa Toño falleció? That experience?
Yeah.
You wanna? No,
yeah.
You remember? Okay.
That one was when I think it was a Cabe de Novenario, maybe. We talked about how in Mexico we pray for 9 days after a person has passed away. And I remember we were at my Papa Toño and Mama Gracia's house. And we were
doing laundry because I think the next day we were going to come to the U.S. So we were last minute doing laundry aquí, alistando todo,
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, like I was walking in front of you, I remember, and I felt like what's it called? Like a little pebble maybe was thrown at me, and I looked back and I was like, Diana, why are you throwing me throwing things at me?
And the thing is, I'm walking with her and I see the pebble hit your shoulder. And then you turn around and you looked at me and you're like, Diana, did you throw the pebble at me? And I'm like, no, like, I didn't do it. You know, but and then we didn't make any of it. We went to San Martin. I think we vamos a ir a agarrar como las tortillas de harina or candy or whatever we were gonna bring back home. And then we were doing laundry, so we left laundry doing, I think it was like the washer, and then we left. And then era en la ¿cómo se llama la esa que tiene mi mamá ahí? ¿Cómo se llama la?
La bodega?
Yeah, it was in my mom's bodeguita, and in the bodeguita she rents it out for small parties. But then she also had her own like little laundry stations there, and so we left it there. So the bodega has a connecting door to my Mama Gracia's house through the backyard, and I remember going by myself over there, and I'm like switching the laundry from the lavadora to la secadora, and then I come out. And I get another.
You get one too.
And I get a pebble, and it was like it hit me here, and it like hit the ground, and I see like because había como zacatito ahí, como una plantita que se movió como que donde cayó la pebble. Entonces I remember looking back así como like, who threw that? Like I remember Ana got it, like it was on the same day. Ana got it like a few hours ago, and then I got the same thing ago. And what we were thinking is that like que era mi Papa Toño like despidiéndose, because we were gonna be leaving Mexico, and he was always being juguetón, and so we always think that it was him kind of despidiéndose in that way, because que son las coincidencias de Ana gets a pebble, I get a pebble on the same day.
Yes. So I know it's kind of a sweet and reminder, like they're always with us, and that the odds of that happening is wild, especially that day, the day before we were gonna leave. Yeah, so I guess that's a supernatural thing that's happened to us. I haven't heard the Llorona before. I'm actually honestly scared to hear her.
No, you don't ask for us.
Yeah, even in Mexico, like you go in Mexico and there's a certain time in la noche where dogs are barking, and you're like, okay, maybe something's out there. I don't know. But I know my mom's heard it, and like my aunts have heard it too. So I don't know. I don't know if I want to hear it. Like part of me is like yes, and part of me is no. To
make sure if it's real or not.
Yeah. I think that's it for supernatural for me so far. Let's see. What was the biggest goal of 2025 that you have accomplished so far?
Big one.
I know we talked about that bingo card, so maybe when we jump back into the podcast in January, we can share our new bingo cards. But I know for this year, for me, I guess for us, for Jack and I, our biggest goal was to buy a house, and we're very thankful that the stars aligned, and we were able to find a little casita for ourselves. We had outgrown our little condo, and we were ready to kind of have a little more space. And so we set out at the beginning of the year to kind of look for homes. And I mean, it's not easy,
Not in this economy.
In this economy, it's not easy. And I mean, it's been a lot of hard work and a long time coming to kind of saving up for a house. But I think that was the biggest thing, that we have our little casita now with a little backyard. That's what we wanted,
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah. That's awesome. And we're so
yes
happy for you guys because I know that was something that you guys were working towards.
Thank you.
For myself, one of the things that a project that I have there's two projects that I have beyond the Mija Let Me Tell You podcast and my job and being a mom and everything else.
I know, busy.
One of them is our nonprofit organization that's going very well. It's a slow process, but it's really been a year where we've grown. We've hosted our first event and things like that. And the other one is our Centro de Atención Educativa del Valle de Santa Inés. We received an award this year. One of the goals was to grow that business as well. And gracias a Dios se ha dado la oportunidad to be working with the community. And not too long ago, we received an award for the service that we're providing. And we provide services in computer literacy and a lot more stuff that we do, obviously, for the community. But that has been kind of like the unprofessional side. And then on taking care of myself, I've been more on it, doing my workouts and stuff, and just motivating myself to keep growing.
Yes. I mean, you wake up really early, Coma, to go to those workouts. Like, I am in awe of you. I'm like, wow, you're like determination right there.
Yeah, well, I think that working out changed my life, after my second child. I think it just gave me life back and motivation. And, I'm not getting any younger. And, we did wait to have kids a little later in life. So I want to be able to keep up with them and have the energy and be an example too. Because one of the things that I realized is that, I have a daughter who looks up to me. I have a son who looks up to me. And if I want to be an example, I need to be the example. And no más es decirles, haz esto, haz esto. También tengo que yo enseñarles que que se puede lograr porque su mamá o su papá lo están haciendo, no más porque lo decimos de la boca para acá, sino es vivir el ejemplo. Right. And that's something that I've also gained this year, is like, no más di las cosas, sino también sé un ejemplo,
Yeah, that's beautiful. I mean, that's an amazing accomplishment,
Yeah. As a mom, as a parent, yes. It's like, taking care of yourself is not a bad thing.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes in our culture we say, los niños primero y todos primero y al último la persona que está ayudando. Pero if you don't do those things for yourself, you're not going to have the energy to be there present for your kids. And that's one of my goals this coming year, is to always try to be present.
Yeah. Yes.
It's always a work in progress.
Yeah. Yeah. Help yourself so you can help others. Kind of, you can't, what's the word? Like, you can't drink from an empty cup, or is that the saying?
So you can, you can't give other people to drink from an empty cup. You're going to be just the fumes, ahí la gotita, ahí la última gotita,
Yeah.
And that doesn't work.
So investing in yourself and putting the time.
It's not selfish.
It's not, no.
In our culture, it might be misconstrued as selfish because you're putting yourself first, but
no.
It's necessary.
Yeah. It almost seems like the biggest sign of love, or the biggest way to tell someone you love them, is to take care of yourself so you can take care of them.
Yeah.
Right.
And everybody has 24 hours a day. And yes, I choose to go at 5 in the morning because that's when I have the time. And I really enjoy it. And I travel 30 minutes to get it done. So, I mean, it really has helped me.
Yes. Yes. I love that. Let's see. What's something you wish your younger self knew? Wow. Y'all really bringing these deep questions. I think for me, I guess I can touch upon just like academic wise, when we were talking about like our high school experience, our college, our grad school experiences. It's been, I feel like what I want to tell myself is, it's not that serious. Like, you're going to school, like I'm one to kind of stress out very easily about certain things, like school wise. And something I feel like I wish I could tell Anita is like, Mija, like, it's not that serious. You're gonna be okay, and enjoy your time because it passes by so fast. Like, just looking back at like college and stuff, it's like it was like went by so fast. So I wish I could tell Anita, like, go, like, if your friends are going to I don't know, going out to a restaurant, or or doing things outside that are not academic, go do it. Go enjoy yourselves, because I feel like you won't remember that one test, I don't know, that you had the next day, but you'll remember that one time that you guys were out getting ice cream and it was almost midnight in San Jose or Los Angeles, wherever it was, you know. Like, enjoy life and fill it with lots of memories. And I think that's something I would tell myself, specifically during that time when I was in college. I don't know.
That's important. What would I tell my younger self? This is a good question. A ver. What would I tell Dayanita, the younger Dayanita, is that it's okay to get out of your comfort zone, you know, and not be afraid to do things that you want to do, because life is so short. If anything, the passing of our family members has taught us that, you know, that we should enjoy our everyday and do the things that you want to do, because at the end of the day, you don't know how much life you have in you. And that applies to everything and everyone, you know, even our pets and everything living around us. And I would say enjoy life a little better, you know, like, or have more, because sometimes we go through our life just living life, you know, like, oh,
waiting for the weekend to come, waiting for, you know.
See, and like when I was smaller, I was like, you know, like I was so afraid to go and speak in public, you know, and it's like that took a lot of energy from me. Like when I was in high school, no dormía, no hacía eso. I'm like, really? Like at the end of the spectrum of time, is that worrying really worth it? So,
right,
you know, and it's like, is worrying really worth it? I think that's something, is worrying worth it? and for me right now in this stage of life, it's like, no. Right. It isn't. It's wasting energy. Okay, I don't want to give it that energy.
Yeah, that's very deep.
You know?
Yeah, that's true. Even with me thinking about like when I was in elementary school and I had separation anxiety and just a very anxious little girl, like, just, I wish I could go back and just give her a hug and tell her, like, everything's gonna be okay. Like, you're gonna go study abroad, you're gonna leave your parents and your family, and you're gonna go live in Europe for 10 weeks. Like, I think little Anna would be like, what?
Like, I'm gonna do that?
That's gonna happen? You know, kind of being there to remind her, like, this will pass, you know, like, this is only temporary. So yeah, kind of that reminder that life goes by really fast, and stepping out of your comfort zone and living your life is so important, because you never know when our time is coming, you know. So living life to the fullest, for sure. Yeah, that's a good question. Yes. Really made us reflect.
I know. Thank you for sending us that question.
All right, let's see. What's your favorite thing about co-hosting together? All right, I'll let you go first.
I really love kind of like the planning and connecting phase, you know, like, where are we going to meet? Yes. Are we doing this online, or are we doing it at your house or my house? Or like just coming up when we had our planning sessions and being like, this is kind of our vision, and kind of growing into that, like, okay, yeah, con cada episode we kind of got a better handle about things, and we're like more like cohesive, like, you do this and we do this, and we kind of got to a rhythm, and just the teamwork and just having that companionship. I think that before the podcast we were kind of just living our life on our own ends, and now there's like un hilito que nos une aún más allá de just being sisters and that, and it's just I really enjoy it.
Yeah, me too. Come on. That's very true. Like, for me, like, you're right. I feel like we were so, like, you know, I mean, here you're working and you're in the hustle and stuff. So kind of being able to, like, carve out an hour or two every weekend to just hang out and platicar and just share our experiences. Like, that's so valuable. And I'm very grateful that we were able to kind of make this project a reality for ourselves. And I think just the platicando, and then you're right, like, kind of seeing the vision that we have for it forward, and like what we plan to do is really exciting, and it's all learning, like, just seeing how we're both learning too. Like, I don't know. My coma is such a great like speaker. Like I feel like we're the peanut butter and jelly because she's such a great like speaker, and you speak so eloquently. And I have like the tech stuff kind of figured out. So I feel like we make a great team. Yeah. And I'm learning to be a little more eloquent in my words, and you're learning about tech too.
Yes, so. I'm actually learning more about how to be more eloquent in my words too, even though I guess I played off really nice.
Yes. No, I mean, if you look back at our episodes, like it says my coma, and I'll just watch my coma and I'm like, wow, her words are amazing. So no, I think it's been so great. So I'm really thankful.
I like that. I like that peanut butter and jelly
reference, or maybe more like what's a more Mexican
salsa para tus tacos. Yeah. Just something like that.
La cebolla y cilantro en tus tacos.
Tus tacos van juntos.
Yes. Yeah. No, really thankful.
Oh, igualmente, coma. And thank you for bringing, because you were the kind of like inspiring creator of this podcast. So I'm grateful for that. Otherwise, there wouldn't be a podcast.
I had an idea, but I couldn't have done it without your help and kind of that motivation también. Because an idea is an idea unless you put in like into planning and what it's gonna look like, and having someone kind of give you that push. You need. You need. It's just an idea. So no, I think it's been really great. Awesome. All right, let's see. Just a couple more we have. Here's one. What's one Spanish phrase or dicho you live by? Oh. I think I know mine. Okay. I think I've said it a couple times before, and at least it's one of the dichos that I live by.
I wonder if it's the same one as mine.
Is it querer es poder? No. Okay. Well, just that for me, I feel like just having that querer es poder. Like if you really want something, you will do anything to make it happen. Like there won't be any. I mean, barriers will come, but you'll be able to kind of overcome those barriers because you want this one thing so bad, right? I don't know. I feel like that's one that I live by, querer es poder. And then, I don't know if I'm going to take yours, but like, recordar es vivir too.
It's one of them, but not the one I'm going to share.
Okay, because that was another one también, like just recordar es vivir. Like I love watching home videos. I love just sharing stories about our families and our antepasados, and just like keeping them alive through these stories. I think is so amazing. Like,
yeah. So for me, it's un día a la vez. I think that's a thing that after my Mama Chuy passed away, and just witnessing all that firsthand, it really brought to earth, to home, like just enjoy the day. Enjoy getting up in the morning, seeing the sun, the rush of the morningness of rushing people, the kids to go to school, driving them to school. I have the privilege of driving them to school, and vamos cantando, ahí vamos manejando como y voy manejando, like, and just singing and just like wishing them well in their day, and the whole routine of that, like it's a blessing for me to be able to do that. I don't start my work until later in the day. And just kind of enjoying the little things. Once, time is so precious that like we need to enjoy the little things. That's where life lives, in the little things. Not to wait for the big events, but in every day.
Yeah.
And I think I tell my students, un día a la vez, un test a la vez, and then you're going to win la batalla. That's what I tell them. It's just one day. Before you know, you're going to get to the end of the semester and you're going to be feeling accomplished. Yeah, because when you look ahead, it can give, like anxiety
it's
or overwhelming. Yeah. But it's just one day. Tackle each assignment one at a time. So it applies to different things besides life, but it applies to school, to work, to anything.
Yeah, I've heard that too. And one day at a time, 1 hour at a time, 1 minute at a time, and even if you need 1 second at a time, just breaking that up and taking it step by step.
It really has helped personally in my experience.
Yeah, I love that. I love it. And there's so many dichos too. Maybe we'll do an episode next season about just dichos. I mean, there is a show called Como Dice el Dicho for a reason, because there is so many dichos.
And then, like, I always say que los dichos se inventaron por algo, because each dicho has wisdom in it, that could give us so much opportunity to learn from them.
Yeah, it's that passing of the wisdom. Like someone experienced something que made them say this dicho, so
and
now
then it's stuck, and now it's being used for eternity.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Let's see. Okay, here's one. What's a lesson your parents taught you that you carry into adulthood? I think for me is like respecting your elders or just respecting those around you. It was a valuable lesson. I feel like we've talked about how I've seen how that like sometimes the youth, not the whole youth, but some people like they lack that lesson at home or just like that, I don't know, passing of knowledge to them at home. And I don't know, I feel like I'm thankful that they like you respect, everyone the same. Like, how there's that saying like you respect the janitor as much as you respect the CEO or something, where like everyone is deserving of respect and treating everyone with love and caring and giving what little you have. And I feel like that is something we grew up with. Like my parents like are very dadivosos. Like they give a lot, what little they have, to others. And I think that's a lesson, just like being respectful and sharing and caring of others, because you never know what people are going through. You never know what their journey is, and kind of having that reminder that like be kind to other people and respect, be respectful, especially of your elders too. I feel like sometimes that can be lost in like the new generation. So kind of that, I don't know.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
For me, it's being present. I think that my parents were always present for us in school events and, parent-teacher conferences. And I know not everybody could do that, and we're not going to be always going to be able to do that, especially if you're working. But I think now that I have my kids, and Aliyah had her first teacher conference and being there, and it's just, asking the questions and telling Aliyah, I went to your teacher conference. This is what we talked about. And now having the opportunity to be present for my own kids, has really been passed down through our parents. Obviously, it's your duty as a parent, like a minimum, like you're supposed to be involved with your kids. But now with the age of technology, a lot of parents live in Facebook or other social media platforms. Sometimes it's not, sometimes we say it's about quality, not quantity, because you can have a lot of quantity that is not quality. You could be there at your house viendo televisión, todo eso, but you're not really paying attention to your kids. But then if you have a little bit of time and you really be present in that amount of time, it is worth it, and it's like one cannot be compared with another. And so my parents didn't have that age of technology. My mom was there present. She gave us all that she could when we were young. Ya pues de adultos, cada quien tiene su rumbo and everybody is doing their own thing. And now I feel like it's our job to like get back to them. Like not, like now they gave so much to us. It's like our cultural way of saying like, how can I get back to you? And it's not because like, it's a compromiso to get back, but it's like te nace del corazón to get back to your parents.
Yeah.
It's that I think we when Allison, they talked about that in their culture and how they are also caring for their elders, and our parents are becoming elders. Like time doesn't stand still. El tiempo no perdona. It's going, and so it's like, thank you for what you gave me with what you could and you have, and being grateful for that, and not I feel like now it's time for us to give back to them for what they gave to us. And it's not because we need to, like it's un compromiso, like I said it, sino it's because te nace, and you're like, because this is love, this is mutual love.
Yeah, that mutual love, that mutual respect. Yeah, and like I think that's what kind of my thing was too, was just like they taught us to be givers, like they gave us so much. And you're right, it's our time to return that love and multiply it, because they helped us build a career for ourselves. They helped us, so much. So why not be able to kind of provide and help give back and say thank you for everything you've done for us, for sure.
Yeah, so we still, and our weekends are for our kids. Of course, the dynamic is different. I work full time, and Manny works full time. My mom stayed at home and todo. But that's kind of like the lesson that I took away, and something that I preserve in my family is like, how can I be there for you? And if maybe I cannot be there for you all the time, but when I'm here, I am here for you.
Yeah. Beautiful. But yeah, so I think that's our last question for this episode. And I know we've been talking about like this being the season finale, and kind of we wanted to kind of give a space for you guys to provide questions, because we're usually the ones sometimes giving questions or talking about certain things. So we wanted to hear from the audience and see what you wanted to know about us, and y'all provided some really insightful questions.
You had us thinking.
Yeah,
it might really not look like questions here. Like Asana makes magic with her editing, and she might be like it's straight on flowing, but we had to really think about these.
Yeah, no, thank you. It really brought some deep thoughts, and kind of, especially as the year is kind of wrapping up, it's kind of important to have those reflections for that.
Yeah.
Kind of see what you want for the next year. And I think that's kind of what we wanted for the season finale también, is just like a reflection of everything we've talked about, and kind of moving forward, what we want to see and look forward to.
Yeah, so keep a lookout our announcement of our return, season 2.
Yeah,
it's the start of the new year, a new you.
Yes.
And new goals and new adventures.
Yes, and we're so thankful that y'all are taking this journey with us, and we couldn't do it without kind of your support and your encouragement, and like we've said, we've been really enjoying it, and we look forward to see what season 2 brings. And
don't forget to follow us on our social media, and Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube.
Yes.
Todo lo demás.
Yes.
And on our own personal Facebooks.
Yeah.
We like to share out our Mija on there too. And, what is the benefit of following us? You get to not miss out an episode, because we will advertise when an episode is out. And we share our Fridays motivation Fridays.
Yeah. And just like random little things we find sometimes that we're like, oh, I feel like you would want to see this,
Yeah, like el video of like the one that reminded me of like the no sound needed or something. About the Mexico de la propaganda.
De la propaganda, sí. Yes. Just little videos like that. And if you guys have videos you want to share of like grabando de Mexico, little snippets that you're like, oh, eso me recuerda a Mexico, send it our way, and we'd love to share it. We'd love to have it be a space where we can share ideas and videos and anything that reminds us of who we are and where we come from. It's always great to see that.
Yes.
Yeah, and I guess this is where we wrap up season 1. But we'll be back. And like we said, look forward to kind of connecting with you all again. And we wish you all great holidays. I know this is the time of the year where we spend time with family, eat delicious food, ¿verdad?
Yes.
We wish you all a happy holidays, and we'll see you soon.
Con gratitud, this is Mija. Let me tell you.